Hello and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome. Today I'm doing my everyday makeup routine with like a clean, organic makeup skin twist. So I got this idea because right now everyone is doing their Sephora sale recommendations. I think the Sephora sale is going on right now. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do something but different because a lot of these products are not available on Sephora's site. They're not well known, but they are so good and they're so worth knowing about and trying that I just had to do this. So as I was using them, I was like, you know what? Some of these are available at Sephora, but not a lot. Most of this is like really not well known makeup, but it really should be. And if you are looking for clean products that actually work, that are like, higher end and they feel luxurious, this is the video that you want to watch because I feel like as a consumer of beauty products, a lot of the time, the clean products or organic products, they just don't work as well sometimes than your typical like mainstream beauty products. But everything that I'm going to show you today is clean, is non-toxic, cruelty-free, all the things, and they work. Like they're luxurious, they're nice, they're going to stay all day on your skin. Like I just can't say enough good things about these products. And I'm saying this now ahead of when I'm going to show you how I use them because I don't want to be a broken record. So there's not a lot here. It's a really easy routine, and I hope that you find some things that you like. Just mention about my like look or routine and my skin. I really like a medium to full coverage look. So the foundation I'm going to show is medium to full coverage, but it still looks like skin. It's not going to look fake and cakey. I have rosacea, so I like to cover that up, but still have my skin look like skin and it be natural, if you know what I mean. But I'm a glam girl. I'm a girly girl, a glam girl. And so I like the added like luxury and glamorous look. So, but this is an everyday look. It's not over the top, nothing crazy, but that's just a little bit about what I like and what I like in products. I love packaging too. So if it's pretty packaging, I love that. There's a few products that have really luxe packaging too. Okay, so I feel like I just talked a lot. So let's get into the routine. All right, so I've got my hair back with these lovely clips to keep it out of the way. My hair is so unruly and frizzy and all over the place. So I like to just pin it back. I am starting with foundation, and this foundation I'm going to show you is a stick foundation. It is the best stick foundation I think that I've ever used. And it's clean, of course. I'm not going to keep saying that about all these products because I will sound like a broken record. But everything that I'm going to use today is clean, non-toxic, all of that good stuff. And I am using the same stick in two different shades because I'm not super tan, but I'm not super pale either. And I have like a more tan shade and then a lighter shade. So this foundation is by Zhao, and it's just so good. If you're looking for a medium, I'm using the lighter shade here. So I'm just applying it to my face. My skin is prepped, by the way. So I did my whole morning skincare routine, and I'm just, as you can see, just mixing the two colors. So if you are looking for a medium to full coverage foundation that's clean and you love stick foundations, you have to try Zhao. It is never talked about, is not that popular. I just sprayed my beauty sponge with this rose water, which I always do, and I just blend it, and I do bring it down my neck. So like I said, medium to full coverage, and it blends beautifully. You can see it's covering a little redness I have. I have rosacea. And it just has the prettiest finish. It's not, I wouldn't say it's dewy. And it's not, obviously, it's not drying either, but it just looks like skin. It just makes your skin look like skin, which is how it should be, right? So just blending it in. And I do avoid my eye area because I'm going to use concealer under my eyes. And I'm not about stacking a million products because we don't want things looking cakey. I bring it on my ears too, just to blend everything. Bringing it down the neck. Okay, so foundation is done. I used, just for reference, the colors I used were 773 and 775 from the Zao foundation sticks. So good. And everything will be linked below. All right, so now for concealer. Again, I'm mixing two different colors. This is the Oxygenetics Oxygenating Concealer. Okay, so I was a Tarte Shape Tape. I always say Shart. I didn't do it that time. A Tarte Shape Tape fanatic. I used it for years. And then I was watching, I think, Brianna Stanko's video, one of her videos, and she was talking about this concealer. And I looked it up and I was like, yes, I'm buying it right now. So it's great for anyone who wants to conceal. It is paraben-free, fragrance-free, but it also is like skincare in a product. And usually when I see that, I'm like, okay, that's kind of gimmicky. So it has this complex called CeraVe, which encourages absorption of oxygen. And oxygen is hydrating. So for this, when it comes to the skin, you've probably heard of oxygen facials. They're so good for your skin. So I find that this is very, very hydrating, and it is like super full coverage, and it doesn't cake at all. Like you're not going to see any creasing, even if you have fine lines, which I have very, very fine lines when I smile. Who doesn't? So if you want just literally the best under eye concealer of all time, get this. I literally used the tiniest amount of these two colors, and it goes such a long way. So I apply it with the beauty sponge, the same beauty sponge. The colors are, I think it's 1 and 2, but I'll list them below. So I'm not about doing a super bright under eye. I feel like that's over. It just looks fake, and it can look so cakey. When something is brighter than the rest of your skin, it just, I don't know. It doesn't look natural. And if it does cake, which this doesn't, but you know, if it does cake, it just looks so much worse. Or if it settles into the lines, it's just that much more obvious. So I mix these two colors. There you go. Isn't that crazy? It just blends so, so beautifully. And I don't even set it. I don't set it with a powder. All right, both eyes are done. So I put it underneath, and then I also put it on my lid, just kind of as a primer for shadow. Sometimes I don't wear any eyeshadow, but it just covers any redness. I don't put foundation on my eyes. This is fabulous, fabulous for your lids as well. Okay, so next is contour, and this is so good. This is the Liss Beauty No Limits Harmony. That's the color. This is the medium tone, which is kind of dark right now for me. So I'm going to blend the shit out of it. I want to get the light shade as well, but it's so creamy. And that's what I love about it. I was using a contour stick previously that was just, felt like I was tugging on my skin a little bit, and didn't love that. So you need the tiniest bit because a little goes a long way. You're just really going to blend the shit out of it. And then I'm going to put a little bit on my nose. And then I'm just going to dot a tiny bit around the forehead, or the hairline, I mean. And that's it. Okay. So I heard Emily Gemma talking about this, and I watched her use it, and I ordered it right away because It is, again, a clean product. It's a newer beauty brand, I think. And just the way it blends, you can see already, wow, it's just blending so fast and smooth. And I love it. So the contour is blended. And I am going to go under the cheeks a little bit and just blend it with my skin a little bit better, unless you want that really like harsh contour. But it just blends so beautifully. It adds color to the skin. It adds warmth to the skin. I love this color in medium because it's not like a dead color, like a cool tone color, which I've used before, and it makes your skin look dull. I love that it's warm. So next, I'm going to use some powder bronzer. And this is by Han. And this one is like a more neutral bronzer. And I'm just going to dust this kind of on top of where I did the contour. I'm going to bring it down a little bit as well. Same on this side, just to do some blending on the nose, forehead. Yeah, I know it might look crazy, but it's all going to come together. Now I'm going to use cream blush to kind of pull the whole contour thing together. I don't know the color. It says baby cheeks. Maybe that's what it's called. Oh, petal. Color is petal. It's like this really pretty rosy pink, which is the color of my natural cheeks. So what I'm going to do is just apply it like that. So just going kind of like straight up really high on the cheekbones, because it's very lifting when you do that versus like on the apples of your cheeks. And then I'm going to use a brush to blend it. And you're just going to kind of like pat it like this. Don't pull on the skin. Just pat and blend. See how it just blends so nicely. And it really pulls the bronzer together. So you don't have these like, nothing cheeks with the contour. And then I put a little bit on my nose and then sometimes on my forehead, just for that like sun-kissed look. And there we go. To pull everything together, I'm taking the same bronzer and a really fluffy eyeshadow brush. And I'm going to apply it above the crease. So I have hooded eyes. And I find that if I use a darker shade, or a darker eyeshadow than my skin, above the crease and just blend it like outward this way, kind of towards the hairline, it really lifts the eye. It makes the eye look more open, bigger, kind of takes away from that hooded eye effect. And I do have my Lashify lashes on. If you want to see that full process, you can watch the video. I think I just posted it last week, but I'll link it below. The lashes really help with the hooded eye situation. Okay, so same thing on this eye. And I like to use bronzer, the same bronzer that I used on my face, on my eyes, just because it ties the whole look together. And I love it. It looks natural. You can see it's nothing crazy. And maybe I'll just take a little bit and put it underneath my eyes too. So I'll take this kind of flat shadow brush and apply it right on the lower lash line. And then if you want like a subtle, like wing contour situation for the eye, just kind of point it up towards the brow, the shadow. It's super subtle, but it does make a difference. Excuse my setup here. I don't have like a mirror, like a vanity mirror that I can just set up where I'm filming. So I'm doing what works using my handy Lashify kit mirror. Okay, there's the eyes. We can kind of blend it out a little bit if you want. Sometimes I'll do more shadow, but for every day, that's usually it. Just, the lashes help a lot, and then just contouring the eye. Now for brows. I am using the Kosas Two Brow Kosas products. I'm first going to brush my brows up because we always want to lift the brows. My brows need a little TLC, so I maybe should have tweezed them a little bit for doing this, but whatever. All right, so this is a brow pencil and it's called Brow Pop. The color, I don't know the color, soft brown. So I used to, maybe you do this or did this. I used to put a brow pencil on my entire, like all over my brows. I don't do that anymore because I find that it looks kind of fake when you're doing it right here, like on the inner brow. I start like a quarter of the way in on top and I just feather it out like so. Just kind of like filling in the sparse spots. So I really focus on the tail end because that's where I don't have as much fullness in my brows. And I just leave the inner corner alone or the inner brows alone. And then I take the brow gel. This is called Air Brow in soft brown again. And this is the fun part because I love a good fluffy brow. So I'm going to use this all over and I just swipe up with this. And this is what gives the brows that fluffy look. It just pulls the whole thing together and they don't look tattooed on and fake. So if you just use the pencil, maybe they'd look kind of fake. But with this, it just separates the brow hairs and adds to them and lifts and all of the things. So there's one brow done. Let's do the other. And done. Fluffy brows. Love it. Okay, last thing. We're on the last step. Our lips. So I'm going to use a liner. This is by Lily Lolo. And I'm going to line the lips. It's a really pretty, like springy, summery pink. And I'm going to overline on top and and the Cupid's bow goes straight across just to give the illusion of bigger lips. Nothing crazy though. We're not going like way outside the lip line. And I'll bring it in a little bit. I have foundation on my lips, which is fine. I find that actually having foundation or concealer on my lips allows, I can't talk when I do this, allows the liner to just stay on longer or lipstick or whatever it is you're wearing on your lips. Okay, so liner's on. And then I'm going to use my St. Jane Luxury Lip Shine. This is color Elixir. It's so pretty. It's like a Your Lips But Better color, and it's got some shimmer in it in the sun. It's so beautiful. And there we go. I love this lip oil because It's an oil like the name says, but it's not greasy at all. It's so hydrating. It's like shea butter on your lips, but your hair is not gonna, like, stick in it. It's just so beautiful, and I'm, like, wanting to order every single color. It's so good. So Saint Jane lip gloss. So that's it. That's my everyday makeup routine. Super quick, super easy, and it just looks natural in my opinion and flawless. You can really do any lip color. This is kind of more of maybe not a natural look, but a fun springy summer lip. So anyway, this takes me like 5 to 10 minutes every morning, and I love the products. Most of them, with the exception of the gloss, I've been using for months, if not years, and I can truly testify that they are so good. They're clean. You can feel good about what you're putting on your skin. Everything will be linked below. And with that, I will see you next week.